Have you ever had a dream that felt so real that you thought you were living it? That's what this video is about. Welcome to Dream Entry 1. The day I woke up from this, I immediately wrote it down. I tried to get every single detail I could remember. Luckily, I remembered everything. And I know that this story that I'm about to tell you that I saw in my head while my body was resting, I know it's not gonna make sense because that's what they are. That's what dreams are. They don't make sense. They're completely fantasy. Your mind makes this up while you're resting. Some people can control theirs. Some people can remember everything. And I feel like I'm one of those lucky people. And they're fun. They're entertaining to me. I like to go to sleep to dream. I know that I'm going to be jumping into another world, another dimension or something, that I can do whatever I want. I can see whatever I want. And I know it's called lucid dreaming, and I'm just glad that I'm one of the lucky ones that can do it. No one knows why it happens, but every single person on this planet can dream. Even the top experts, scientists who study the body, the brain or anything, do not know why this happens. And it's so fascinating and it's so mysterious. I wish I could talk to other people who can do this. And I created this video because I just wanted to share one of the dreams that my brain thought of. That's what you're going to see. It's completely pointless, it's stupid, it's just for entertainment. And if you clicked on this video, that's what you're gonna get. In this video, you're gonna see sketches that I did. I am not the best drawer, so please mind that. I just wanted to quickly scribble it down so you can kind of see what I saw. Please support this video if you see it. Just click that like button. It doesn't hurt you in any way. And if you enjoyed the video, then please subscribe because that just makes me happy. Anyways, let's get on with this. So let's see how it goes, and here we go. Without warning, it happened. A small planet or asteroid hurtled to Earth. It grew closer and closer and smashed right into the planet. There were two people in the ocean swimming below. I wasn't one of them, but more like a camera there with them. We all watched the celestial body from the sea smash into Earth. At first you couldn't see anything over the horizon. A moment later, you could see a giant wall of Earth's debris spray up into space, far, far off into the distance. It was daytime, so you could clearly see it happen. We were all in amazement, but we were also like, well, fuck, the world is ending. As the debris flew miles and miles higher into the atmosphere, we saw the wave on the horizon grow instantly about a mile high, and the people I was with appeared happy for reasons I do not know. The younger person said, okay, let's go, and started swimming downwards. I followed along and looked towards the way the wave was coming, and you could see it approaching fast. The wave finally came over us, and it was massive. The younger person swam up and appeared to be riding the wave with a surfboard. As he was on top of the wave, he was enjoying himself, and he flipped the surfboard like a skateboard. But far off into the horizon, you could see the massive fiery ash cloud coming our way. The other guy was terrified after the first wave, so he swam back to shore and got into his car and left. Yes, he left the other person. I remember being in the truck with him as he was speeding down roads and through towns trying to get away. I turned around and saw the gigantic wall of debris. It was colorful, red, orange, bright. It was sparkling, but it was growing and growing, which means it was coming our way. I remember I looked up into the sky and saw the fiery ash clouds that were miles up catch up to us first. He kept speeding and speeding down roads, but unfortunately, we were not fast enough. Tragically, his tires popped and his truck came to a stop. Terrified, I turned around and the ash cloud was so close to us now. Then all of a sudden, I wasn't in the truck with him anymore. I was watching, I was the camera again, outside the truck. He panicked and seen it smash through his windows and he started burning from the back. Then all of a sudden, something that looked like a grappling hook came out from the ash clouds in front of us and grabbed onto the truck and pulled it forward. The truck lifted slightly off the ground and lunged forward so fast that it came out of the fiery ash clouds and went a few miles ahead of the danger. Finally, we see who saved the man, and it was the young person from the beginning of the dream. The guy in the truck before was not on fire anymore and was seemingly okay. And we both looked at each other and we were like, oh shit, he saved us. The younger person said to follow him and took us to his cave-like bunker, and we all went inside. Weirdly, I was actually in the dream again and not the camera. We went in and it looked like he earthbended the stern door shut. It reminded me of earthbending by the way he motioned his body and hands. My dream skips ahead to the ash cloud gone, and we are already out of the bunker walking down a road into town. Don't ask me why everything is how it is. This is a dream, and dreams are beyond reality. They're fantasy. We weren't really looking for a specific thing. We were just there walking. It was empty at first, but all of a sudden, the guy panicked and said that we have to find shelter. So he found the nearest house, ran inside and shut the door. I asked him why, and he said because of the dangerous weather as a result from the impact. There were people in the house, and we got to know them. I didn't get to know them myself, but my dream self did, because it was the next day, and I remember talking with them like they were friends. We were talking about how even though it was always cloudy and gloomy, the town was still living on. People were out and about, going about their lives in a supposedly post-apocalyptic world. It was then nighttime, and I was sitting by an open window looking towards the town. I remember saying, how come the world ended, but it totally seems like a normal night? I mean, look at the town. There's still light on, and look over there's a bar, and it's open, and there's people having a good time there. The next day comes, and I was sitting outside under the window that I was sitting on previously, and it started raining. Immediately I say to myself, acid rain. I jump up and climb into the window as a few drops land on my arms. It burned, it started bleeding, and it started blistering. The house was broken down a bit, so rain was getting in, so I was trying to avoid it. Everybody was frantic and running around trying to get out of the rain. The few drops that got on my arm were bleeding and blistering more. It got worse. The next day it was still raining, and someone told me that it was lunchtime, but it was under this large pavilion outside, which I thought was crazy, but I went over there anyways. There were a good amount of people there, and it was like a buffet-style lunch going on, but sadly, it wasn't what I thought. It was the only food we could find in the last few days, but something was off about it. It had some dark substance around some parts of the food. It wasn't mold, couldn't explain it, but we had to eat because we were hungry. I remember seeing my grandmother there at the pavilion, and I went up to her, and she was trying to eat the food but couldn't. It looked disgusting. It eventually stopped raining. One of the guys found a working fire truck and pulled up to the house. He told us that he's going to go find more supplies and food, but this time he's going to travel further than before. He asked if anyone else wanted to come with him. I and someone else chose to. We got in and we were off, traveling miles and miles away, passing abandoned, torn down towns, traveling down broken roads. We noticed that the little rivers and lakes were rotting because of the acid rain. We traveled through the outskirts of a decaying city. It looked cold, dark, and alone. There were no lights, there were no sounds, but it was a city because you can see the outline of it over the horizon. Eventually, we reached a town where everything seemed normal and was perfectly fine. There was no destruction, no chaos. We stopped at a gas station and went inside. I remember I picked up Dr. Pepper and a couple jugs of water and went to the cashier and bought them. It was like life was normal again, but it wasn't. I went outside and I remember looking up and seeing two bright orbs in the sky that looked like the sun. I thought to myself that if there's a thick layer of clouds, how can the sun shine through them? Then I looked ahead and saw another fiery ash cloud in the distance coming our way. Frightened, we turned around and started running back to the building, but something grabbed onto the both of us, like the grappling hook from earlier, and it lunged us towards the fiery ash cloud. It was taking us in. As soon as we were about to be engulfed by flames, the fiery ash cloud opened up a tunnel, and we went in. An invisible wall circled around us as the fire blazed on, but we were untouched. The fire didn't affect us in any way, and we were flying through with the attachment still onto us. I remember, as we were zooming through the tunnel, a part of the fire took the form of a snake and slithered all the way around the outer invisible wall. I saw a bright light appear ahead of us, and we went through it and came out of the hole and landed in the middle of the city. The sky was blue, the city was alive, there was people, it wasn't the end of the world anymore. And then I woke up. So what did you think of that one? Crazy, right? Like I said before, it can't be explained. I don't know why it happens, but it was neat. I got to see it in my head while I was asleep. If you have any questions about anything you saw in this video, please leave it in the comments below. I'll answer. And until next time, bye.